Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan and welcome to Engelgeist. I swore that I was going to pre-tape this, and yesterday I didn't do what I said I was going to do. January has been a series of surprises so far. I have just been doing whatever it feels like in the moment. So yesterday I was really tired. I didn't sleep well the night before. And so I didn't get done how I thought I was going to get the day done. So I am going live this morning with the weekly forecast. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much. I do have a YouTube channel. If you're watching this live over on Facebook, please go over and subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I do go live. I decided to stay with these two decks for the month of January. I just like how they're coming together. All of that information is in the drop-down menu or in the video description. So if you're interested in finding these decks for yourself, if you utilize those links, those Amazon affiliate links, I do get a small portion of the sale. So be aware of that. Please check out the drop-down menu on the daily video so that you're aware of what I want you to think about during the week, as far as how to best use my readings. I always say trust your own intelligence and intuition over anything that I say. You're supposed to use my readings as sort of like a component, maybe a source of validation or inspiration, but not necessarily as the final word on how you should live your life, right? No reading should be doing that for anybody. If you're using readings in that way, you're probably a danger to yourself and others. A menace to society, damn it. All right, so let's get into this. It's like 6 a.m. my time. I've only been up for a little bit. I like to do these early in the morning when I'm fresh, where I haven't been influenced by too much of the day. The only thing that has had any major impact or influence over me this morning is coffee, damn it, which I need. So let's get these cards out and see. Now with the weekly, the way that this works on my channel is I go from Sunday to Saturday. So it's not like, I guess it's a full week. And each tarot card that comes out represents for a couple of days of that week. Now, you may experience a ton of flexibility with my readings. You may experience one of these cards throughout the week, or you might experience all of these cards throughout the week and then some. So it really just depends on the trajectory you're on, how fast you're moving, what you're willing to look at or see or assess. So there's a flexibility here. If what I say doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't make sense to your life as it's working right now, or your feelings about your life, your thoughts about your life, that's okay. Doesn't mean anything's wrong or broken. You just might be working on something different at this time. If you can utilize these cards and the words that I say, please do so and use them to your benefit, right? So I do speak in broad terms because this video goes out over time to numerous people. I don't expect it to only be watched on January 9th, right? And through the 15th, I expect it to be watched, whenever it pops up into people's feeds. So take the reading rather than the date. But for those of you that watch regularly, this is your weekly reading for the 9th through the 15th. Good morning, Teresa Barker. You must be in Australia if it's 12:15 your time. And good morning, Stephen David Nelson. How are you? So let's see what the cards want to say to us for the week. What do they want us to know? Is there anything we need to be aware of? What are the communicated or shared energies of kind of what is going through collectively? The reason why I do this too collectively, just as you know, is I believe there's a big emphasis on what is going on with us collectively as a race of beings on this planet. We're facing things like COVID, Black Lives Matter, racial issues, the Me Too movement, how we treat women, abortion rights. There's a lot of stuff that is going on that we need to look at collectively as a human race. And that's why I do these collective forecasts, because they're to tell us sort of what are the energies that are out there that we're all sort of experiencing in our own individualistic ways, right? But all of these things sooner or later will arrive at your doorstep. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I do these readings in this format. It's sort of like a news weather report, yet with tarot cards and the energies that could be at hand or at play in the background. We want to be aware, before we prepare and get ready to go to work, is there going to be snow on the ground? Do we need to prepare for that? You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of the joke as to why I call myself the spiritual meteorologist, is because I'm looking at the general air of things. What is going on this week? What forces are at play this week? Are we going to have a rough week? Are we going to have a good week? And also, I will say this, if the cards come out rough for any reason or challenging, you don't have to take what I say as gospel. You may experience something completely different. So there is freedom in these readings, okay? But do take advantage of anything that sounds positive that you might not be experiencing at this time, right? If I'm telling you, oh man, there's all this abundance around, blah, 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 look for the abundance then, and if you're not seeing it, look again. All right, let's see what the first card is out of the gate. Speaking of abundance, well, I wouldn't call this abundance, but it's definitely new thought, new communication. It is Ace of Swords. Okay, Ace is the beginning card, and it's always represented by the number 1, right? To me, the number 1 is the self, right? Swords represents air, the element of communication, of thought. A new way of thinking could be arriving. A new way of seeing a situation for some of you could be arriving in this early part of this week. Be prepared for that. Oftentimes, aces come out of nowhere, right? They can be surprises, like as if the sky, just like the picture depicts, as if the sky opened up and a new way of thought just came heralding down into us, like a download, as some of the more metaphysical people would call it, right? Where we get this source of inspiration, this source of like maybe divine timing, this source of like, oh shit, I really didn't see it that way, but you know what? Maybe it is that way, right? It's oftentimes can be represented as a breakthrough, an awareness around our thought, our communication, how we perceive a situation, where we place our attention, those sort of things. It's oftentimes also a resounding yes or a positive sign when we see an ace. Right? So if we're going into this week with a clear mind, with a clearer head, that would be this ace's influence, right? Where we're able to open up our mind. And I mean like open-mindedness in the sense of seeing things differently, seeing things from somebody else's perspective, being more willing to look at a situation outside of previous limitations that you maybe have put upon it. Does that make sense? The crown up here on the top always indicates success, and the olive branch, or like this, always to me kind of gives me this vibe of like peace, right? So ideally, whatever we're looking at through different eyes, through different thoughts, through different, whatever we might be communicating differently, or we could be receiving different types of communication from the universe that's far more open and surprising too, right? The ace can work both ways. It can be coming at us or it can be coming from us. But either way, it will have an impact and a renewal on us as an individual, right? So expect it to be a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more celebratory, a little bit more exciting. There should be a crackle in the air, so to speak, an excitement of newness, of, maybe, I don't know, some new way of like working at work or working and thinking within your relationship. Give yourself that. It's going to be different for each and every one of you. So I can't exactly describe the exact situation that you're in, but be open to new thought this week in the early part. Be open to opening your mind up, looking at things from a fresh perspective. Okay, now let's look at the midweek card and see what's going on in the midweek. All right, I love it. So it's the King of Cups. This is like the Barry Gibb of the deck. He gives me fever. I love this King of Cups. He is the sexiest King of Cups in town, okay? I hate it as much, but I am super attracted to this guy. King of Cups. Kings are always authorities first and foremost, right? Now, this could represent, for some of you, as an outside person that is having an influence in the midweek for you. That would be potentially a water sign, right? A Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, right? But if this card is representational of us, this new thought, where I connect this to the Ace of Swords, is this new thought, this new communication, this celebratory, maybe more peaceful, open-minded aspect of ourselves around a situation that maybe wasn't working for us or was giving us, stalemate energy or stuck energy. If it begins to move, right, or we begin to look at it differently through that energy of that Ace of Swords, and Ace of Swords is oftentimes very dynamic, very obvious, right? It's like, boom, oh my God, I totally didn't get it, but now I get it kind of energy, right? We now have the King of Cups in the midweek. That is an emotional settling within ourselves, or that's a really hot Bee Gees singer that shows up and wants to romance us a little bit. Cups is always about the emotions, right? Cups is about feeling good. And the King of Cups understands his feelings. That's how he became king, right? He became an authority over his feelings. He trusts his intuition. He trusts his emotional body. He understands that when his emotions come up in him, or how he feels, is a great indicator of where his spirit is at. And he listens to those signs, right? From a very strong, empowered, authoritative sort of way. So this is the position we want to be in. If we're thinking right in the early part of the week through the Ace of Swords, we're certainly feeling right in the midweek with this King of Cups in the center. Does that make sense? He's always associated with love and compassion. So having love and compassion towards others would be key in the midweek, and for ourselves even, right? Oftentimes it's easier for us to muster up that compassion for others, and we don't have it for ourselves. So we want to make sure that we have it all the way around for all people. Maybe that is your Ace of Swords inspiration this week. Maybe you realize that, hey, I'm actually to be celebrated. I actually have gifts or intelligence or wisdom, traits that I didn't really realize or see in this manner. And now I understand and feel a little bit, or actually maybe even a lot bit better about them. The decisions that are made via the King of Cups in the midweek should be probably emotionally driven, I would say, because he is the King of Cups. But we can trust that, is my feeling with the king being there. Kings don't fuck around, excuse my language, but they have experience, they have wisdom, they have achieved a certain status within their, who they are and what they've done. And in this case, what they've felt, not to say that mistakes haven't been made in the past, but this week, we're not necessarily worried about those mistakes. We're focusing on the love and the compassion in all that we do in the midweek. Now, if any of you are being pursued by a hot Barry Gibb lookalike who's fairly romantic and a little bit of a dreamer, good on you. Like, share in the comment section and give me his number, because I wouldn't mind some either. He's beautiful, right? He is also an emotional appreciator, if that's such a word, of the beauty that is around him. He's connected to that emotionally, right? I also love that his beautiful little face, his beautiful little bearded face is facing towards the future, meaning we can see lovingly into the future that things are going to maybe be all right, that maybe this is going to be an easier year for us. And that could be the opening up of our thoughts in the Ace of Swords, is that if any pessimism, depression, sadness, frustration that we've carried into or throughout the 2021, and now we're in 2022, maybe those things get to fall away this week. And maybe we get to feel a little bit better about our situation. Not even a little bit, I would say a lot more better about our situation, not only in our thoughts, but also in how we feel and our emotions in the situation. We're in control of our emotions this week. And even if the world's trying to rock it a little bit or bother it a little bit, the king ain't having that. He's just going to be like, you know what, Mabel, I see you're having a bad day today, and I know you want to bring that bad juju to me, or Karen, let's say, and no offense to any Karens out there, but okay, Karen, I see you want to fight with me here today in the Stop and Shop, but you know what? I'm okay. I feel good in myself today. I'm going to keep an open mind and understand that this is more about you than it is about me, and I'm going to send you love and compassion instead of fight with you here in line. Does that make sense? That is your king. That's just an example, but that is the King of Cups and what he permeates throughout the midweek. So that's a beautiful midweek card. Now, I had a feeling this card was going to show up. Okay. Now, for the end of the week, y'all, we've got, oh, here comes the dogs because I just got loud. Sorry. They think, I swear to God, they have no clue. They all went running to the other room thinking that there's a burglar. I would get probably murdered before the dogs would protect me successfully. They all just ran to the living room because I just yelled. This is our card for the end of the week. And I had a feeling this card was coming today. I don't know why, but when I was shuffling, I do not want anybody to freak out about this card. This card is not the most happiest of cards. This is the Tower. The Tower often indicates things that are foundationally unsound in our lives falling apart. Okay. They're usually, because it is major arcana, the card is major arcana. And this is one of the most beautiful Tower cards I've ever seen in my life, I have to say, to Mr. Matt Hughes, who created this deck, and the artist that created this deck. I can't remember his name. It is the most beautiful Tower card I've ever seen. I love this deck. It's so romantic and beautiful in its execution. But the Tower is sort of like the inevitable, right? It's something that is on a faulty foundation. It is something that needs to die away so that something new in its place can be reborn. It is about sort of, I would say that death is more of a card of transformation. The Tower is more a card of destruction, right? Endings, falling apart, allowing something to fall away. Now, the reason why I'm not worried about this Tower for this week is because we have that Ace of Swords in the beginning of the week. We're starting to perceive something differently, right, with that Ace of Swords. And we're starting to feel, maybe emotionally supported, whether it's by ourselves or by other aspects in our life through that King of Cups, that we might be ready for this disassembling of whatever it is in our life that needs to go. Towers oftentimes are things that are no longer working for us, that are outdated. We've stayed too long. We've overstayed our welcome within that situation, whether it be a job, a relationship. Oftentimes towers can be like, being fired from a job unexpectedly, but then realizing later down the line, you know what, I needed to be fired from that job because I fucking hated it there anyways. And I'm in a much better position now, right? When we look back in retrospect. Does that make sense? So, or same goes for a relationship, maybe a friendship or a familial relationship. It can't last going this way. The key with the Tower, though, I will say this, is that I always associate it with the phrase, let go or be dragged. In the sense that if you fight against the Tower, there's an inevitability to it, right? It's coming down whether you like it or not. So either you fall with grace or you fall with resistance. And with resistance comes struggle, strife, more frustration, a rolling of the eyes, with the breath. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? So if something is coming to an end at the end of this week or towards the end of this week, or you see things shifting and changing in ways that you did not expect, allow them to shift and change. Don't hold on too tightly. Don't, let go or be dragged is basically the phrase of the Tower. We can hang on to something that's outdated or no longer in our best interest, and it can bring us more misery the longer we hang on. If you look at the Tower here, he is in where are you all? Oh, the puppies are going nuts. Sorry. Can you guys not bang into walls and open doors to rooms that you don't belong in? Is that possible? The Tower is the thing that maybe we didn't want to change or that we didn't expect would change. We thought it would always be a constant, but when we really look at it underneath the layers, it's actually something that needed to change, that we weren't necessarily maybe comfortable with, or we had kind of probably had intuitional inklings that, this isn't right, it needs to be different. And boom, this is now the environment coming in and going, okay, we're going to change it for you. This is God doing for us what we cannot do for ourselves. And remember that as you move into this. I think that we're going to be safe with the Ace of Swords and the King of Cups. It just might be slightly, Taurus can oftentimes represent disruptions. So we might be slightly like, oh shit, but just come back to this reading and go, oh, you know what? That dude, he said that this was going to happen. I'm exactly where I need to be. And then fall. Let it fall away, because nature abhors, this is another phrase of mine that I love. Nature abhors a vacuum. When something dies and there's nothing left in its place, something new will eventually arrive, something that's better suited to us. And that's the beauty of the Tower, is that once that thing, whether it be a job, a relationship, you know, a thought pattern, whatever it is that we're dealing with, that we're struggling with, or that we've been stuck in for a while, the universe has a way of sort of shifting that. Our higher selves have a way of shifting that. I also believe that too. All of these lightning strikes here have that sort of emphasis of it, this being from a higher level within us that requires us to make this shift, right? And we're seeing that and feeling that in the earlier part of the week. Does that make sense? So don't be surprised if the thinking of that and the feeling of that brings about the shift and change that we're like, oh shit, it's here now. What do I do? Let it fall. Don't resist. Understand you are safe. Your higher self has you in this. Your higher power has you in this. Your guides, your gods, they have you in this. And they are moving you to something better. You just have to trust, okay? Now let's go to the Kwan Yin Oracle and see what's going on. We've got card number 1, which also associates with this Ace of Swords. Again, the focus will be on the self this week. I always see a 1 and I think about the focus on the self. We have seen her before. This is Bamboo Moon. I will read the story, but do you see how she is also facing towards the future? The future to me represents change. I don't want you guys worrying about the future or thinking too much about the future, but we see the future reflected in this King of Cups also. And the moon that holds Miss Kuan Yin here is very much intuitional and connected to the emotions of the King of Cups. The two of them together are a balance of the masculine and feminine that is within us that will carry us through any times that are difficult, any struggles that might present themselves, and any changes within our thinking or our emotions. We should be held we should be held securely, but we should also have ourselves. How do I want to put this? Like, we should be the focus of ourselves this week and how we behave, how we think, and how we feel within situations that might be not working for us. Are we reactive to them, or are we compliant with them, or malleable within them? That would be that let go or be dragged of the Tower, right? Are we fighting against them and struggling with them, or are we at ease within ourselves and who we are so that we can move forward regardless of what changes may come? Now, let's read Bamboo Moon really quick. I also like that she's card number 1 because it makes me think of new beginnings. You know, not only is the focus on the self, but we're also maybe beginning something new. Maybe it's at the end of this week when the Tower falls away, or it could be at the beginning of this week when our mind opens up to new thought or new ideas or new communications that may come to us through that ace. Now, excuse me, it's early. My reading skills, only with 1 cup of coffee, can be a little bit dicey, but we're going to do our best. And these stories are a little long. So here we go. Pound Kuan Yin story time. That's the hashtag from here on out. Did you know that there are no mistakes in the universe, and all events, circumstances, relationships, and situations are unfolding in perfection? Boom, 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 guys. That's the Tower here. In perfection with the timing and intelligence of the divine plan. Any apparent delay is in your favor. If something is happening for you right now, then that is perfect too. Divine timing is perfection. It's safe to trust this now. Okay, so that sounds to me like that's almost a direct answer to this Tower. So if things change, shift, or fade away in certain areas of your life, allow it, trust it. You might be wondering if anything is ever going to come together for you, or if it seems to be happening quickly now, if you are even ready for it. The answer is yes. And what did I say? Aces oftentimes represent the word yes too. Divine timing is always at play, whether you are letting go or trying to force something. An intelligent power that is vaster an intelligent power that is vaster than our comparatively limited vision is always in flow, and we are a part of that. We can find so much peace and joy when we realize this and learn to trust and relax in the unfolding of our divine destiny. Chinese bamboo helps us learn the wisdom of divine timing. For about 5 years of its early life, not much appears to be going on as the small roots attempt to ground themselves. Yet when they are ready, those roots are exceptionally strong and the plant suddenly grows like wildfire. There was much more going on in preparation for powerful growth than what appeared to be at the humble beginnings of the bamboo plant. So it can be with divine timing, there are periods when not much appears to be going on at all, and we can begin to expect that this will always be the case. Yet, this inner preparation time allows for swift development and growth when we are ready. When the time for patient and thorough preparation is over, our growth can happen very quickly, and we might then be concerned that it is all too fast and we cannot keep up with it. That would be the energy of the Tower, guys. We're thinking good, communicating good, feeling good, and boom, the shifts start to happen maybe too quickly, and we start to shit our pants and go like, oh wait, no, we need to think about bamboo moon and understand that we are held. And we cannot keep up with it. But of course, we shall keep up with it because the inner preparation has allowed us to develop a good foundation of spiritual strength. Just like the cycles of the moon that shift from hidden light to full splendor of solar reflection, only to shift again, your unfoldment is just a matter of timing. You are being encouraged to trust in divine timing and know that all is well in the world. Rejoice. Your dreams and divine destiny are manifesting right now, whether it is obvious or not, and all will continue to unfold according to your highest good. Be at peace, beloved. You are not forgotten, nor are your gifts being over or underestimated. All is well in the divine plan unfolding, of which you are a part. Healing by the bamboo moon. Imagine that you are sitting amongst a lush green forest of bamboo, abundant, cool, and serene. Overhead, the moon rises, and you notice that it has grown full, soft, light, serenity, and peace abounds. You become aware of the vast fields of bamboo, golden in the moonlight. The bamboo moves peacefully with the breeze. Feel the peace and recognition in your heart. You don't need to do anything other than just feel it. That is the King of Cups, guys. You belong to nature. You too shall flourish. Just feel it. That is that King of Cups in the midweek, guys. Channel that energy, tap into it, source it, make it yours, and run with it. Prayer under the bamboo moon. Kwan Yin, you surrender into the perfection of divine timing, like the bamboo shoots preparing for fast growth and the beautiful moon growing full. Sometimes change is not so obvious, and yet growth is happening. Please help me realize all is in accordance with perfect timing in my own life and all of my plans, projects, and desires now. Fill my heart with your love and peace, beloved goddess. Let the wisdom of the bamboo moon penetrate my soul. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay, so to me, what that is also saying is that when we pray for that, to understand that we are a part of that divine timing, that's where our mind opens and we celebrate and we find that peace, the wreath that is in the Ace of Swords. And we begin to communicate that through our thoughts out into the universe. And that settles our feelings into the King of Cups, where we begin to feel that, right? Even though we may not be experiencing huge leaps and giant amounts of growth in our time right now. Like, to apply this to me, I feel oftentimes that I struggle to get the YouTube channel to grow, although I want it to. And so this bamboo moon card to me says, chill out, Dan. It'll happen when it's supposed to. You're all part of the divine plan, and things will come together, right? So I'm going to take hope in that and in that message for myself personally. But I need to feel that. I need to think that way. I need to open my mind to the excitement of that. And then I need to be willing to let go of anything in my way that blocks it. Things that could be, mechanisms that keep us secure in our mind, thought patterns, relationships we hide behind, practices in our day-to-day life that we, revert to that don't serve us. And we need to let them fall away. We need to understand that they are no longer working for us. They are working against us. That can also be Jupiter in Pisces right now. Jupiter in Pisces is going to force us to look at those stuff because I know Venus is also in retrograde. I believe Mercury's in retrograde too, guys. So, and Venus is in retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, I believe. So she's going to, like, the things that we love, the beauty that we find, the things that bring us happiness and joy, that sort of stuff is all being reviewed right now. And it's Capricorn's an energy that's going to be very practical. It's going to be like, does this work? It's like spring cleaning for your love closet. Capricorn's going to be like, nope, bitch, it doesn't fit. Throw it out. Where Venus is going to be like, oh, but I used to feel so cute in that attitude or in that behavior. Capricorn, Venus retrograde, he's going to be like, nope, bitch, doesn't work anymore. Let it go. And that's your tower moment. And that's your opening up of your thoughts and your communications. Now, here's the grounding stone for this week. This grounding stone is the principle of the grounding stone, for those of you that are new, is this is something to ground in throughout the week, right? A reminder of just a simple energy that we want to like think, channel, ground into, and remind ourselves to vibrate at, so that we can receive the most out of what is going on with us and around us during this time. Now, for the week, it is the word enjoy, and it is on marble, which to me is a very strong stone. Okay. So we want to enjoy the changes. We want to be appreciative of the thought changes and the new communications that come to us through the ace, the illuminations, the, lightning crack bolts of like, oh shit, I didn't realize this. We want to enjoy that and be excited by that. We also want to enjoy that of divine timing. We want to enjoy our puppy chewing on cords that he should not chew on. And now he has turned off my light, because said puppy is a shitbag. What are you doing? What did you just do? Did you just chew off? Oh no. Guys, all right. So we're gonna we'll stay with this just for a moment longer. What did you just chew? Did you just chew through a cord? Oh, I could kill you, puppy. What did you just do? How did you do that? Get out from under these cords now. You're not supposed to be doing this. Go. Get. Shoot, I normally put them up in the mornings, but I was letting them play, and now I don't know where the cord is to this lamp. I'm sorry, guys, I lost the light. But anyways, enjoying the shifts and changes. Shifting into that place of joy is about letting go rather than being dragged. Let me see if I can turn this light on. Sorry. I don't know what he has done. He is such a little dirtbag. That doesn't help much, does it? It's in the wrong position. All right. Sorry about that, but you know what? Sometimes we have technical malfunctions, and it is Mercury retrograde. This is a Mercury retrograde moment. This is the perfect example of a Mercury retrograde moment happening while I'm live. I'm dealing with technology, and boom, the puppy somehow comes over here and magically shuts off the lamp, because he is the magic puppy of lamp shutting off. I don't know what he just did, because he didn't chew through anything. Maybe my bulb burned out. Who knows? Anyways, so roll with those changes, just like I'm going to this morning. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to laugh at the ridiculousness of this, and I will try and get my lamp fixed so that I'll be better prepared tomorrow. I may continue to go live this week just for the sheer fun of it. I don't know. Or I may get away from those cords. I've told you no. You'll have to go back in your kennel. All right. I'm going to go because obviously my puppy Cupid, who is the son of that's one other thing I wanted to say too. Cupid is named after the god Cupid, or in the pantheon of, I believe it's Greek gods, but somebody informed me, I believe it was Beth, I can't remember, or it might have been Vicky, informed me that Cupid, the Valentine angel Cupid, is originally the son of Venus and Mars coming together, which I kind of thought was cool. And let me tell you, the interesting thing is he's a Cancer with a Leo rising, my dog. So he has that hot Leo, like pushy energy. which to me represents kind of Mars. And then he has the Cancerian energy, which is to be very much Venusian in a way. All right, so the other thing I do want to say about Bamboo Moon too is thinking in just the concept of bamboo, right? Bamboo is an extremely strong wood, probably, I believe, the strongest of wood. I could be wrong. And who doesn't love a little strong wood in their life, right? But it also, when a wind blows or when a challenge comes towards it, it sways easily with the wind and it does not break. And that to me is something about this tower too this week. So we can sway with the changes and enjoy them even. If we can get ourselves to that level of enjoyment, we can actually have them just fall away naturally, easily, with grace and dignity, and enjoy the process and watching it from that place that Kwan reminds us of, that we are being carried, we are protected, that our masculine and our feminine are working together to carry us through this time. I hope that makes sense, you guys. Sorry about the mishap, but you know what? Mercury retrograde, I'm going to blame it on that. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Please leave a thumbs up on the YouTube channel if you enjoyed this video. Share it out on your social media. Share it with your friends if they could use it. I greatly appreciate it. I am trying to get the word out to people about the channel and grow the channel. That is my goal and part of my divine plan. Whether or not, you know, it's going to happen, we'll see. But I really do want it to happen. So I'm going to believe in my Bamboo Moon and believe that I am being carried even when I feel like not much is going on. And peace and love to you all. You guys have a wonderful week. Hey, Lisa Vanderhelm, how are you, dear? And good morning, Christine. And good morning, Tara from Australia. Have a wonderful week, you guys. It should be transformational. And as long as good morning, Teresa, as long as we bring ourselves to that state of enjoyment, we can even enjoy that tower and the shifts and changes and sort of sit in a place of ease while the changes take place. We don't have to fight against them, okay? You guys all have a great day. Good morning, Judy. Have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.